Hello, everybody. And today we're going to get my brand new blue jelly shrimp pond going. The first thing I want to show you guys is how to do a quick cycle, make this thing safe for critters. Then we're going to add some plants, and finally, we will add some shrimp. Not a whole lot at first, but just a handful. So stick around and see this thing get going. So the first thing we done here is this is the filter from one of my 40-gallon tanks, my 40-gallon blue jelly tank to be specific. So for any new tank, this is going to be the most important part, is cycling, because you cannot have a shrimp tank that is not cycled. Horrible, nasty, half falling apart filter, and we're gonna, oh, look at that. We're going to turn this into chocolate milk. Did you just look at that? This is an old filter. I've been replacing these old ones with newer coarse ones. And so what this is going to do is this is going to get all this gunk. Look how it all just automatically migrated over to the filter, mostly. And we're just going to let this run, and all this gunk has the beneficial bacteria in it. So by doing this, we are speeding up the process probably by 6 weeks. So, all right, and here we are about 5 hours later. You can start to see through it, and you can see everything is coated in a layer of that yummy, yucky goodness. And you can even see, like, if I go like this to the, look at that. So we've already got the sponges icked up some, and that's what we're after. So look, I pushed on that sponge and it made a whole bunch. I might have overdid it a little bit on this one, but I don't think I did. This is about what I did on the other shrimp pond. This one is actually clearing up even a little bit faster, so we're good. And this thing will have all the goodness of that established tank in it. Now, like I said, it'll take a little bit of time for it to fully become established, but we're good. We'll be good enough here when it clears up to put some test critters in. And then usually if everything goes well after about a month, then it'll be time to put some more in at that point. Well, that's just my personal preference. I don't like to go all in at once, even though I'd probably be all right. I like to ease off into it, and then once you start seeing buried ones and no deaths, then about a month later, then I start dumping in the shrimp for real. And here we are the next day, exactly 24 hours later, and we are crystal clear. There's a little layer of, just a little bit of mold, but that'll all disappear. We put some critters in there and they start shifting through it, and that'll be that. And so last night when I did all the feeding, I made sure I put just the tiniest little pinch of food in here so that the good bacteria that was in here would have something to grab onto. And I was looking super, super close last night. I even saw a few copepods already in here just from squeezing out that filter. So we've already got the seeds of life started. So now let's gather up some plants and get this thing planted up. All right, this is the 40-gallon blue jelly tank, if we can get the focus here. This was where we got the donor filter, and we're gonna pull out probably like 80% of the moss in this tank and move it over to the pond. That'll be the first thing we do. All right, I've gathered up the plants. It's gonna be mermaid weed, because that's a really popular plant on the website, and it grows really slow for a stem plant, and I need to make a lot more. So I'm gonna put the stem plants, the mermaid weed, right in the center, So it's directly under the light, like from here to here, be mermaid weed, and then everything else will be moss. I got lots and lots of moss to put in here. All right, so let's get this thing planted. Finally, woo! I don't want to put them in here too thick. They're gonna grow and spread and all that. Hopefully, this is enough light for mermaid weed, because mermaid weed does need more light than my other plants that I grow. So we'll be finding that out. All right, there's all the mermaid weed. Let's start doing the moss. And one thing to keep in mind here, we will be adding our first shrimp in here, because there are baby shrimp in the moss. There always is. I want really careful to shake them all out, because here we go. This is going to be a blue jelly shrimp pond. There's probably, oh, I see tons of little babies in here. So we're going to be adding lots of little babies. Little clumps about like this. And just start plotting them all over. Start back here. And I'm going to move my microphone before I get my microphone wet. All right, everything is planted. But look at this. This is what the bucket I gathered the moss in. Now, hopefully, it is showing up. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of little baby blue jellies in here. And I'm just going to dump them all in here. And those will be the first inhabitants, and then we'll catch a handful of adults to put in here, and then we're going to let nature take its course after that. See what happens. All right, let's see if I can get this on camera. These are just little babies. All right. Oh, there's a lot of them. All right. We've got our first shrimpy inhabitants. All right, we still have a bunch of young ones. I just did some random scoops out of a couple tanks. Out of that 40 gallon and out of one of the 20 longs. And there's a buried one. Mostly young ones, but not super young. And there's probably like 30 little babies that end up in the moss bucket. All right, so let's get these guys in the pond. So I thought this would be a fun camera angle to try to capture. Hello everyone. All right, so this is a fun, unique angle. Let's see if how good we can get these guys. Look, this is hard getting a shot underwater, especially when that bright 150 watt LED light is giving you all kinds of glare. But woo, here they come! Wow, go blue jellies, go! Populate the new pond. And here we are a couple hours later after it cleared out, after stirring it up a little bit doing the planting. I think everything looks pretty good. Try to hide that glare for you. You can see the mermaid weed. Hopefully those do good underneath that bright light. I see a little shrimp down there. Oh, I don't know, that's picking up. But, alright, I'm excited to see how well this pond does. So, I'll be sure to give you guys plenty of updates on whenever I see noticeable progress. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.